Hey everyone, this is your favorite host, Marcus Norman of Gentleman Style Podcast Show. And today, this is going to be saucy. I'm so excited for this interview that we are going to have tonight. I have a powerhouse set of speakers coming to the Gentleman Style Podcast stage. And these, ladies and gents, are the creme de la creme. They have honored me by volunteering to come to the Gentleman Style Podcast stage. And I absolutely love them and adore them. And I'm so excited to have them. We are going to talk about relationships, marriage, dating, courtship, and we're going to run the gamut. We're going to have a panel discussion here about the topics that have been plaguing us for a very long time. You all won't want to miss 1 second of what these speakers, including myself, have to say. This is part 2 of Are You the Red Flag? Here we go. Everybody, I'm your host, Marcus Norman, the Gentleman Style Podcast Show, and today we are going to be talking about relationships and marriage and matrimony and all of the above and all of the controversy stemming in relationships and why men and women are struggling to get it together. And before we start, before I introduce my powerhouse speakers today, I have a sneak peek, a clip of the previous part 1 episode to the men versus women episode. So check this out, and tell me what you guys think. Hey everybody, this is Marcus Norman of Gentleman Style Podcast Show, and I have a very special guest, my friend, Mr. Jairrod Burch.
What's good, sir?
What's good, Mr. Jairrod? We are proud to have you on the Gentleman Style Podcast Show. What are the biggest issues you've seen today when it comes to women and men?
Unrealistic expectations. You wanting to know things about me versus you wanting to try to get to know me, 2 different things. And what we do is we come with this, what do you have to offer? How are you going to better my life type of attitude?
I take a firm stance against dating multiple people at the same time because of the ramifications and the aftermath.
When raising a young boy is to get great men role models so that he can become what he sees. Men have authority, but authority needs influence. Women have influence, and influence does not need authority. Use your influence. Put that young man in position. You may not have ever played a lick of basketball in your life, because guess what? You don't have to play basketball to put him in position to learn basketball skills. And that's the whole thing about being mature.
Hey everybody, it's Marcus Norman. So that was part 1, and now we are having part 2 to the Gentleman Style Podcast Show of Men versus Women. Are you the red flag? And so my first guest, this woman is a powerhouse motivational speaker. She speaks in many across the globe, speaking to families, men and women, cultures, different aspects of life. She's a God-fearing woman, but she is also a realist, and that's what I appreciate, and that's what I adore about her, and that's why I had to have her. When she submitted the application, I had to have her back on the show because she is a powerhouse speaker, but she's also a force to be reckoned with. She's a movement. She's changing the life. She comes from not a rags to riches type of story, but a conquer to conqueror story. And her background is helping women get back their power. And she is here today to help us get to some common ground and referee this madness tonight. But help me welcome to the stage, Miss Regina Poole. Come in.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Marcus.
Love you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Love you more,
here.
bro.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Regina, welcome to the Gentleman Style Podcast Show. We are going to get saucy tonight, and I couldn't have think of anyone better. But this is phenomenal. My next speaker is this girl is epic. She is changing the world and taking it by storm. And she is really rocking the house. And I am so proud of her. I have the distinct honor of calling her my friend because she is an author, public speaker, motivational speaker. She has her own podcast that encourages and finds the uniqueness in our women, the uniqueness that we have missed as a society, these overlooked women. But she brings them front and center on her podcast called Uncommon Woman. And she is truly uncommon, but doesn't take anything away from what she's making waves to do. And she also has the rights and earned the rights to her trademark. Help me welcome to the stage Miss Chaneira of Uncommon Woman.
Thank you, Marcus. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be on your podcast.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm so excited that you're here. And last but not least, this is a selfish pick because I got two incredible women and I had to get someone to get my back. But this man is a businessman, a real estate investor. He's also family and he's a God-fearing husband. This man is leading the charge in his home and taking his family in the direction of wealth and legacy building. My brother coming to the stage, Jamali Douglas. Welcome to the show, bro.
Hey, thank you. Thank you so much for bringing me on. And I appreciate you thinking of me with this awesome roundtable. Thank you.
Absolutely. And what an awesome roundtable it is indeed. And thank you all for being here. I want to dive right in. I want to get to the sauce and the juice of this because we, ladies and gentlemen, we are not doing well in relationships, are we? But I wanted to ask one of the most obvious ones. Why are we cheating in relationship? What's the problem? Why can't we get this together? Anyone, grab it. I'll grab it. If you want me to pick you, I'll pick it.
Oh, go ahead. I believe the cheating is coming from not having understanding between the two, being able to have a safe space and communicating with your partner and then seeing a different result in regards to what you spoke about. So if you spoke about something that's concerning and they're repeating the same thing over and over again, I feel as though they're not understanding what the problem is. So that's why the other partner is going to someone else in regards to their needs rather than talking to their partner or just being upfront about it. In a lot of relationships, cheating doesn't necessarily have to be an emotional thing. Sometimes it's an immaturity thing where people aren't ready to be in relationships.
So help. Wait. Help me break that down. So you're saying people are not ready to be in relationships. So why are we still entering the relationship game? Why are we still playing this game?
People are playing the games because they feel as though they're ready, but they're not really ready.
That's I hate that, right? I need that to go away. I need that to die. If we are truly not ready to enter a relationship space, then I think you should stay out of it. Stay out of the dating pool. No offense, Miss Poole. Stay out of the dating game unless you are not ready.
Definitely stay out of this pool.
Yes, stay out of that pool. Y'all ain't ready for that juice.
So, to piggyback off my sister, I 100% agree. But I also believe that it comes from a very selfish place. I believe it comes from a very selfish place, a place of competitive. Because what I would like people to know that most people that cheat, the innocent party in it, I would love for them to walk away not thinking they did anything wrong, because in most cases it has nothing to do with you. It is a very selfish need. I think social media has made it hard because you have people trying to base their lives off of 20, 30-second TikTok clips and trying to compete with it. And then you have people trying to compete with the 90 and 10. So you get someone that has 90% of everything you need. Then you see that 10% that you don't have and you think that's greater. You need to take the time to learn who you are. I absolutely agree. You're going into relationships that you're not ready for because you haven't figured out who you really are yet.
That's fair.
I was nearly 30 before I got married, and we're a quarter century in now. And so I knew what I was doing, so to speak. You still have to grow. but you know what I'm saying? You just don't know who you are. And I'm so glad I came up when there was no social media. We didn't even have cell phones. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like
Yeah.
my cell phone. I need my cell phone.
That's because you don't know anything different.
That's true. That's fair. That's fair. I'll take that. I'll take that.
I mean, I didn't have anything to I didn't have this image of these feigned, fake, phony relationships to compete with. You see, he's a baller, or she's a bad bee, and she in her bag, and you try to compete with that. To answer the question that just came across the screen, I believe you know you're ready when you're 10,000 at peace with yourself. When you can get up every morning, because me and my old self get up in the morning, I go, girl, you got it. You cute. Hey, what we doing today? You know, I have to tell me that before I expect my husband to pour that into me. Now he does, but I have to tell myself that. And every sister, every woman I get the opportunity to tell that to, I compliment her because she needs to know she's doing it.
But wait a minute. Shouldn't she already have that already? She shouldn't have that instilled in her already, that belief system, that confidence?
I'm going to tell you a secret. Can I tell you a secret? Don't tell nobody I told you this. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody.
Please.
I was probably 26 before I figured it out. It didn't come from my mother because this is how I was raised. Work hard and get the results for working hard. That's it. That's all. It wasn't about loving me. It wasn't about getting into being married because I came from a single parent home. It was none of that. It was work hard to get what you want, period, in the conversation. So having self-value, I know I'm smart, but I don't walk around with my IQ on my forehead. I know I'm funny, but you don't know that if you catch me in a thinking posture and you see my face like she has RBF so bad. So, you know, those types of things didn't come. A lot of people don't get it from home. And my mother, who's still alive, used to get mad at me because I would always say to my girls, hey, beautiful, hey, you so pretty. I love you. She was like, why are you always hugging and kissing on that? Why do you tell them that all the time? I said, because the wrong person will never be able to come and give them an ingenuous compliment. They'll recognize it off the bat. They know the sound of being authenticity and being genuine, and they get rid of the BS quick.
But
my oldest one is wicked. Do you need that? We weren't created to be alone. Of course you need it. Of course you need it. Now, should you be a junkie to it? No. At some point, you got to get like David and encourage yourself. Okay. But it is nice to have, and you have to know when it's genuine when it comes.
Fair enough.
All right. So I may.
Please.
Can I take it back to the question?
Help us.
Lord, help us. All right. So 2 things. First, I want to make it clear that people cheat because they choose to. Like Mrs. Poole said, it has nothing to do with.
Oh, you're throwing titles. Don't do that.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
So like my sister just said, you know, it has nothing to do with the other person. People cheat because they want to. So I want to make that clear. Secondly, I feel like a lot of cheating has to do with ego, especially like they say men cheat more. Statistically, that's not true. But when men cheat, it's usually because we learn things from our peers, like, you know, having a lot of women makes you a pimp and this and that, and you're a player and all of that. So I think ego is involved, and things like ego come into play. Like a woman might cheat because she isn't getting what she needs from home, and she feels the need to, you know, like somebody might get in, like somebody like a house husband or someone, right? They're feeding her that attention, telling her she's pretty and all of that, and one thing may lead to another. So I think it's 1, people cheat because they want to, 2, because of ego.
So I hear you on that, and I feel you on that. I think people cheat on because they want to. But do any of you feel that people cheat because they're missing something? They're void of something at home. Now that does not, let me put the disclaimer out here before I get attacked. That does not ever constitute cheating. right? I'm not okay in cheating. It's not okay. But do you feel that if something is missing, which what leads to someone seeking something else or someone else outside of your marital home?
So we are specifically talking marriage. Is that correct?
I hope so. Yes.
Okay. I
Yes.
just want to be clear because, you know,
That's fair.
because I'm the clown that don't believe you can cheat on a boyfriend or a girlfriend. So I may need to go hide behind your brother on that one. Yeah, I said it, and you know I've said it before 10 million thousand times. You've heard me say it, Marcus. I ain't taking it back. I'm not. Because dating is finding, I know, wow, but it's finding who you are. So I just want to make sure we were all on the same page when we talk about cheating. That's all.
So okay. You can't wait. I want to, for the audience, she does not consider cheating when you're in a boyfriend girlfriend relationship. There's the only confines or grounds for cheating is when you are married. So I want to
or betrothed or in that phase of the next level. Yeah. Because this is what we wind up doing. I know, John, don't laugh at me.
What is betrothed? Like in 2000, in the year of our Lord 2022, what does betrothed mean?
Listen, I'm even taking dowries from mine. Don't play with me. No.
What? She's taking off.
I'm joking. It means you have an intent to marry. You are committed. You guys have said now the intent to marry shouldn't last 15 years.
That's dating, though. That's fiance. That's boyfriend girlfriend.
And dating.
Say that again.
The commitment starts with dating.
I don't agree. And this is why I don't agree. And I'm going to tell you why I don't agree. So hear the backstory on why I say this. Let me put it into context for you. Because most women don't know how to date. And I'm going to tell you why we don't know how to date. Because we mess around and do wife duties as girlfriends and then get mad when we figure out we the practice squad. So we don't know how to date.
So I'll agree with you to an extent because
that's fine. So and I'm not saying it's a sweeping statement. I am saying in my era and what I see, if you're doing everything for him without his name, without his covering, why does he need to marry you?
But that goes both ways. A man is providing.
It absolutely does. It absolutely does.
Marry you.
Say that again.
That goes both ways. If a man is, being the provider, is a man taking care of you, and if a man is doing everything you need, why does he need to marry you? It goes both ways.
It absolutely does. But why would you want somebody that's not? Because when he dies, you have nothing. Nothing.
But you should have your own.
You should. That's my point. That's my point.
Yourself. Right.
Is there a way we could find out what her definition of dating is? Because right now it seems like things are crashing into each other. Like betrothed.
So my definition of dating, I didn't say betrothed was dating. I did not say that. I didn't say that.
You said that it is your intent dating to get married, right?
That's what betrothed means. I'm old. So there's dating. You and I go on a date because I know Marcus. Marcus is like, when I date, I'm only gonna date one person at a time. That's fine. But we have to learn. The whole issue with dating is that we don't know how. I'm not against it. We don't know how, because you invest all your time, your resources, your energy, and you start doing things on both sides of the fence, as my sister said. And then at the end of it, you look back, because two things you can't get back: time and words. You can't get them back. You can't. And you done spent 10 years rocking with somebody because you a ride or die. And I'm going to take care of him, or that's my wifey. And I got a whole definition for that, but that's my wife. And it never converts because she finds something or he finds something better. My thing with dating is learn how to date. Know who you are. Take the steps and set healthy boundaries. Set boundaries. Set boundaries. And then when both of you are come to a consensual understanding, this is what I want. You got what I want. I can see myself growing with you. And you decide to make it exclusive. Then that's when it flips, in my opinion. That's just me. I don't know.
I'm glad you said that.
I can't be dating somebody for 10 years and not be exclusive. That's just me personally. I'm gonna need some, deadlines. We're going to have to talk about things, because when I date, we talk about
Exactly.
it in the beginning. We talk about marriage. We talk about what timelines is looking for us, and we talk about commitment. So I'm not putting in a relationship for 4 years waiting on him to propose. He should already know that he wants to marry me within 6 months.
I agree with you, but you are the uncommon woman. So I'm just saying, you could have come up with me, but you're the uncommon woman. I don't disagree. I don't disagree with anything. But again, I think that the place of disconnect is us understanding what my brother said, the definition of dating,
Mm-hmm.
and then how to date. How to date. Most people ain't having that conversation you having. Most people want to know where you work, how much money you make, what your benefits look like.
Mm-hmm.
So there needs to be a mutual benefit.
Wrong intentions. Those are the wrong intentions.
So-
Sorry,
so-
go ahead, Marcus.
No, you're fine. So first off, I want to touch on the fact, since there's no exclusivity, until there's exclusivity, you consider this a kind of a I don't know, getting to know you. Yeah, it's an application phase.
It's a getting to know you. Absolutely. I don't know.
Are you taking? How many
You
applicants?
you should absolutely. I'm not telling you to be schizophrenic in dating. Please don't misunderstand me.
Mhm.
What I am saying is, don't, in my opinion, this is me. I could be wrong, and I take shots for this all day long. I don't care. I don't think you should throw on your first date all of your stuff in one basket. Focus. Make sure you're catching the right signs and signals so you can make an educated and ask the right questions to
So
make
we're
an
talking about dating
educated
multiple
decision.
people. I just
No,
wanna be
no, I didn't say that. I said you can date, but I think on your first or second date, tell me if I'm wrong, it could have changed. I date my husband now. But on your first or second date, you know some level of compatibility. Am I wrong in saying that?
I think
I don't believe in a first or second date. I think
okay.
that's why a lot of people are marrying too soon.
Oh, I don't think they're marrying at all. So I don't know.
I think there is a point, right? There is a turning point where you should become exclusive. That being said, so as you all know me, I do not endorse dating multiple people at the same time. Because
I don't think you should.
It causes trauma. It causes pain and it causes heartache. Because at the end of the day, you have to, if you believe in a one man, one woman, at the end of the day, you have to choose only one. And so
if we've defined dating, can we define what a boyfriend is and what a girlfriend is, since we've defined dating?
Have we defined dating? Because I'm just hearing a bunch of things getting thrown out, and then we're hopping around from topic to topic. And have we defined dating? Because I still don't understand where we're headed.
I think we
first
did.
it was
So
about
I'll
marriage.
digress. I digress. Well, my sister does believe in dating for the purpose of marriage. She did. And I said, my definition of dating is the phase of getting to know someone. That's my definition of dating. It's getting to know you, your intentions, who your people are, what your goals and aspirations are, and things like that. So that's not dating. Tell me how you define dating, because maybe you have something that we don't, because you're a man and you might see it differently.
Dating is definitely going out, trying to get to know someone, finding out what their likes, their dislikes are, see if you are compatible.
Right.
But
Okay.
I'm not of the mind, especially today, that you should throw your hat in the ring with one person and focus on that. I've told my son, my daughters, and I will continue to
So
tell
you're
them,
saying the same
date
thing I said.
multiple people, because
Mm.
right now in this day and age, it does not make sense to just date one person, because you'll end up wasting a lot of time.
Mm.
And we live in a microwave era. Dating has changed because the world has changed.
Right.
Mm, mm, mm. So dating, to me, dating is similar to what you all are saying, and I think we're collectively saying the same thing. But dating is, I'm dating with the intention to marry. The goal is marriage. There should be a preset, determined time frame of when this should transition to exclusivity. Now, I add the caveat of courtship. Courtship is the getting to know you.
Yes.
I court you before I date you. right? I'm going to court you because you may not want me when you first meet me. Courtship is the initial, hey, I like you. I want you and I like you and I want to see what I can find out about you. And I think we've gotten away from that, and we've gotten away from, we just, hey, you look good, I look good, we go together. We have skipped a crucial point of the courtship process and of the dating aspect, and we just go together because you look cute and I look cute and we look cute together. And that is what is missing, and that's what's leading to a lot of confusion in the dating arena. And it is branched off, and I posted about this on my Facebook page. It was ridiculous because there are so many levels to dating now. It's we together, we're not together, but I don't want you seeing anyone else. Or the concept of I'm not with you, but you with me, but we have kids together, we live together, we buy houses together and real estate and open joint accounts, but we not married. There's so many levels that have got convoluted out of this. That is ridiculous. When the process is very, very simple. I want to get to know you. You may not like me, and let's see where this goes. Once we transition to dating, there's an exclusivity part to it that I will only see you and only you and just you and no one else.
And see, I flipped my terminology. I think it's dating and then courting. But we're saying the same thing. The actions are the same. The verbiage we flip, but the actions are the same. Okay.
Okay, fair.
See, my perspective, I feel as though there is levels to dating. And the first level is knowing what you both want in the relationship, what you guys are looking for. Some people don't want marriage. Some people are dating just to date and they don't have intentions to actually be married to that person. So the first thing you have to know when getting to know a person is you guys are compatible. You guys are looking for the same thing. After you guys are, taking the step of getting to know each other and looking for the same thing, that's when you have to have another conversation of you're going to be exclusive or not. Once you realize that you guys want to be in the stance of being exclusive, then y'all can talk about next steps. So that's just my personal perspective on dating. So like I said, it depends on the person, and it depends on what that person is actually expecting from someone else and what they're looking for when dating.
Love it. Love it, love it. We are going to go to a commercial break. It is heating up in the room, y'all. Heating up. We're going to take a break. We're going to take 2 seconds. You guys don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Good day, podcast listeners. This is your boy, Marcus Norman of Gentleman Style Podcast Show. I wanted to let you guys know that we will be rolling out a new feature and adding a join sponsor button next to the subscriber button here at the bottom of your screen. Once you click the button, it will display 3 membership levels. Gentleman Gentry, which is our entry level, Duke Duchess, which is our season level, and the Emperor and Empress, which is our most sophisticated level, which you will receive unique perks and benefits at each differing level and gain access to our community tab. We will also be sharing polls, upcoming events, and interviews, as well as receive feedback from our sponsors directly. Your support helps me find new and exciting guests to bring to the stage live. Well, in order to get the higher end speakers, it requires, you guessed it, money. So thank you for tuning in to my channel. And if becoming a sponsor sounds good to you, then select the join button below and choose your desired sponsor level. Let's continue to grow and serve the future of generations of men and women to come. Love you guys. Bye. We are back to the Gentleman Style Podcast Show, and I have the incredible, fantabulous Regina Poole, who is author, motivational speaker, and rock star taking over the world. She's also the leader on Facebook. You can find her on Meeting in the Ladies' Room. We also have Chaneira of Uncommon Woman, and my God, she's uncommon. And her speakers, this is not only her brand, her network, her media platform. She's a public speaker, motivational speaker, author. I'm so excited to say that now. Girl, you are rocking it. But she is a stone cold dream maker, and she's making it come true. And we have last but not least, my brother, killing the game, father, godly man, and the host of the Same Difference podcast. You can find him on all social media platforms, wherever you get your podcast today. And we are talking about relationships. Why in the world would anybody want to get into one of those? I don't know. It's beyond me. But first, I want to bring up the top. Who pays for dinner on a date? Who is paying for dinner and why? Why do you feel that way? Where did it stem from? Where did it come from?
I feel like this is why dating is so hard. For me, I would think if you invited me or I invited you, the person who invited the person should pay. That's just me. I don't really subscribe too much to gender roles. I've been asked out on dates, and I don't feel like you should invite me to spend my money.
That's real. That's real talk, right? That's real talk. I get that. I get that. On the Gentleman Style podcast, I'll speak up for myself. So on the Gentleman Style podcast, I pay for the dates. It sounds like what you're describing is friendships as well. So like if you're my friend and you invite me out, you should pay at least for yourself if you're my friend and you invited me out. But whoever invites who out should pay for the outing. Did I understand that correctly, or am I way off here?
I'm talking about in the phase like you
Courtship
don't
dating?
know the person or something, and they're trying to get to know you, and they came to you and told you, hey, I would like to get to know you. I think they should pay. Because like you're inviting me somewhere, I don't know you for real. You know what I mean? Like I might go ahead and go out with you and I don't even like you. So like if I want to be with you or be around you, I'm going to ask you and we're gonna go and I'm gonna pay.
So I pay for. So what I do as I'm a gentleman, I'm a gentleman first. So I pay whether it be friends, relationships, dating, whatever. Now, the structure of that date or the structure of that outing will quickly determine to me if there's going to be a part 2 to this. And there are many friends who have reached out to me and was like, "Hey Marcus, I miss your face. I want to see you. Let's go out." Well, I know that you know that I know that you want me to pay. I know this. Right, I've done this, and you know I'm a gentleman, right? So you know I'm gonna pay. But 9 times out of 10, there will be no second outing, and that's what they don't know. And when they reach out to me and they're like, "Hey, Marcus, haven't heard from you in a while," there's a reason. That's not an accident. And so, because I'm a gentleman, I'll always opt to pay. But if I pay, there probably won't be a second outing, and that goes for friendships and relationships. If I'm continuously, it makes no sense to me. You contact, like my brother said, you contact me saying you want to go out, but you expect me to pay for the event that you wanted to go to. And so that is mind-boggling to me. And so so we have a question from the audience. So why not just decline the request? I have no idea. I do decline requests. Right? I do decline requests, or I just humbly bow out. Hey, I'm busy. I got another engagement. I got COVID. I mean, the list is endless, right? You can
Did you say COVID?
I got COVID. Is not looking good. Let me talk to you in about 14 days. Let's come back. So why not just cancel? And so I hear you, Leona, and I agree with that. But I think that also goes for the courtship aspect too. There are many women. Let me rephrase this. There are women who will go out with a man knowing full well it's not going anywhere. But you go out with that man irregardless, knowing full well that this won't get past the dating stage. Agree or disagree? Anyone?
I believe there are women out there that do that. I don't know why. I feel like personally, my time is too valuable to wait. It was too valuable. I mean, I think I was 29 when I finally got married. It was too valuable. And my mom used to joke with me. She was like, "Well, that didn't last long." I'm like, "Yeah, no, it's not going to work. So why waste time?" I don't, your time is too valuable. So when you know your worth, you kind of set the parameters. Now, the flip side of that too is I'm not asking you out. If you thought I was worthy, you're going to ask. If not, it's okay. It's okay. That's the way I used to think. I mean, it's too much out there for me to get caught up that you didn't ask me out. Okay, fine.
Why not? Why will you not ask a man out? Why?
I think for me, the way I came up under my grandmother in that very old traditional, very gender subscribed, because I still make my husband and my son's plates. I make my whole family's plates, but I'm just saying, if we're at a family dinner, I'm making his plate. You know what I'm saying? So I still have some old school stuff in me. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I just didn't, because I think now looking back on it, it would have made me look, I think it could come across as looking thirsty. Some people might think it's empowering. Some people may think it's empowering. But some people may view it as thirsty. I don't know. I just never did. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, if it was my boys and we was just kicking it, hey, we're going to get some wings tonight, bet. Who driving? That's different. That's different than
But isn't
me
your
trying to
partner
figure
your
out.
boy before he becomes
No,
your boy?
No. We became, my husband and I, he's my best friend now. But no.
I'm sorry.
No.
I didn't mean to question your marriage.
No. You're absolutely fine. That's a fair question. That's not, come on. You know, you can't offend me, really, for real. No, it wasn't like that. And I had to be very mindful of myself. When I met him, I knew what my little heart was saying to me. And I had to keep that all in check. I was like, he tall, he dark, he handsome, he got a beautiful smile. And I'm not trying to be his friend. I'm trying to be his wife. I will have his babies. That's the kind of stuff that was going through my head. I will have this man's babies. So being a friend was a residual benefit to the point where we became courtship. Once courtship came on, all mask and everything came off, and we began to really dive into who that person was. But I never looked at him like, this is going to be my best friend. We're going to kick it. That's my boy. No. Why wouldn't I do that? Because then my girls would have got confused and thought they could shoot their shot. So I need to make it very clear at the gate. This is not what we're doing. This is not what we're doing. That's just me. I'm old school. I don't know.
Chaneira, are you of the same mindset? You will not ask a guy out that you're interested in?
I'm not. I'm not going to pursue a man. A man is supposed to pursue me.
Why do you consider that pursuit?
Because if a man is interested in me, he would try to pursue me. I feel as
how
though
do you know he's not interested in you?
Well, if he's not,
he has just as much to lose. He has just as much to lose as you do. The same fears, and not necessarily how.
Not necessarily, because how will I know that a man is interested in me if he doesn't pursue me?
The same reasons why you're justifying not pursuing him or mentioning it at all. He may be scared. He may have been brought up on a different value system. He may not like rejection. All the same things that are preventing you. We miss out on some of the most
that's
incredible
an opportunity
people.
that he's missing out on. That's something.
So you're gonna just take the L and miss out on a great guy because you are basing something on tradition?
I am content with myself. I'm content with myself. I am happy with myself. I don't need a man to justify anything. I feel as though if a man is interested in me, he will pursue me.
And if he doesn't, then it's his loss?
If he doesn't, then that's not the guy that God sent to me.
Because he didn't initiate first.
Yes.
What? I think we miss out on the most incredible people because we are basing something off of a tradition. A tradition that was grounded decades before we even got here.
You see why I don't subscribe to gender roles? It's because gender roles now, they're getting like it's a pick and choose. I like this role, so I'm gonna do that. I like that role and this. If more women would shoot their shot, they would score more often because women have a higher percentage. Like men will more likely say yes to a woman doing it than the opposite. But instead, we're stuck in this, men are hunters, men are this, men are that. But only when it's in certain things that you don't want to do. Like you don't want to risk rejection, or you want for him to pursue you, but then only in certain things. Like when he starts pursuing other things, you don't like that. So he must pursue things like spending for the date and where we're gonna date. But if he tries to pursue sex, he shouldn't do that. Even though men are very sexual creatures, that's wrong though. I don't like that. So what's up with the
I think you just opened. I think you just opened another can of worms. But let me ask you a very quick question. And I think you might have, when you say pursue, and you think and I'm trying to pick my words here. I'm sorry.
Take your time.
Let's just talk facts. It's not facts. It's not theories. It's not even theology. Let's just talk facts. Facts are, I'm sorry, I went ghetto there for a minute. Excuse me. I'm bilingual. I speak Ibanically.
Let it out.
Listen, the fact is that there are 20 of us for every one of you.
Thank you.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. If every woman pursued you, you would be schizophrenic, tired, and adios. Now, I'll listen. And again, me having some biblical principles, because I feel if it's biblical, it's not tradition. Let me say that. And so I just don't feel like I don't. And again, I spent a lot of time with my grandmother, a lot of time with my grandma in that kitchen making pie crust. And so I have what probably is considered an old school theology about it. But the reason I believe that most women would rather let the men pursue and be the hunter, as my brother said, is because men in most cases, and I
No, tell me about myself. I want to hear it.
I'm not trying to tell you about yourself. I think you guys shoot your shot based on what appeals to you physically. And we don't, and I'm not saying we don't, hold on.
As opposed
to, hold on, because I just told you my 6'2" chocolate ball, gray hair, baby daddy is beautiful. But hold on. It's not 20 of y'all chasing me though. That's the difference. It is not. Statistically,
can I talk some facts now?
No, you can go right ahead, because you ain't gonna change how many of y'all in the earth versus us.
I don't need to change that. That is a fact. It's 20 to 1, right? However, you could go to the gas station. You can go to the grocery store. You could be looking busted, leave your wig at the house. You will get approached by men regardless. Even though the numbers are skewed we're the ones constantly attempting, to the point that women get tired of men. They feel they don't want to get catcalled. They don't want to do this. Yet, if you were to do it to the one man you see that you like, which it's not even hard anymore, you could just send him a DM and say, hey, I would like to take you out. And to me, that's not pursuing. Pursuing would be if you continually do it.
So I guess I got a problem, because you're not finna catcall me. I don't look like catcall material. I don't know that.
I don't get catcalled at all.
But it's
a 20 to 1 ratio.
It's no different than the unsolicited DM. It's no different than
I don't even get them.
She's not helping. She's not helping.
I'm just saying, I have never gotten that.
There are women in our audience who've been approached with the unsolicited DM, the unsolicited dick pic, the unsolicited.
And it also depends on how you're approaching the woman too.
And it's also depending on what she put out there to make you feel comfortable enough to do that.
Right.
So none of those men are the men you want. What my brother is saying, why not? The one that you want isn't doing that. So why not let him know you're interested?
If you pursue a man is supposed to be the head of the household, right? So if you pursue a man and you're doing all these things that a man is supposed to do, that means I'm gonna be the head of the household. I'm gonna be in control. So in my case of that, I feel as though a man is supposed to lead. A man is supposed
because you DM'd me, we switched roles.
There are women who make more than men. Do you think those men are any less of a man in their household than the women who make more than him?
They should be doing other things besides. I mean, I'm sure they're bringing a balance. Hopefully, I'm sure they're bringing a balance. Hopefully, besides the income. Income shouldn't be the main reason of a marriage.
A DM should not be the only reason you don't approach a man.
Can I ask something? Because that was a hard turn. Like, if you holler at me, I'm no longer head of that. Like, that's a hard stance. But I could be wrong. Head of household goes more towards the man leading the household. Like, if we end up in that household, what you DM'd or whatever doesn't matter, because I'm here now doing what I need to do as the head of the house, because I said yes to a date.
It starts from the beginning. Men lead, period.
You set the tone. I think she's saying the tone gets set.
Thank you.
You set the tone. That's what she's saying. And the man, and hear me very clearly, because I don't think there's a woman who's watching this who will disagree with this. I don't think it's a woman watching it. It is something that speaks to us. What's the word? But it's something about a man approaching you, a woman. There's something about a man seeing that you are it. There's something about a man being able to water you with his attention and his time and his words. There's something about a man who can look at you beyond your baseball cap and too big sweatshirt and no makeup and say, you know what? It's something about that type of man that is intriguing. And I don't know, maybe y'all call it alpha male, I don't know, but that sets the tone for the entire relationship. To this day, I'm 25 years in this. I'm telling you right now, if I ask Poole what he wants for dinner and he don't know, it still drives me crazy. Because I'm like, if you just tell me, this would be so much easier. I know we don't subscribe to roles, but if I'm cooking, just tell me what you want to eat. It's just something about it. And I think she's just simply saying that simple act of acknowledging or vocalizing your interest sets the tone and maybe even the pace for the rest of the relationship. And maybe that's what I believe that's true in a lot of instances. It's appealing. It's attractive. That's just my old 2 cents. I'm old. I don't know.
You're not old.
You know how old I am. Quit playing with me.
Seasoned, girl. You seasoned.
I know. That ghost pepper coming out right now. Your brother just rolled his eyes. He was like, oh, here we go.
So there's no fear of rejection in there. None of that is mixed in there, huh?
Rejection is a way of life. Jesus was rejected. We're gonna get rejected. Let's just get the rejection elephant out the room. Rejection is life. You didn't make the basketball team. You wasn't chosen to be on the cheer squad. You didn't get the job you wanted. You got declined for the car or the house. You standing in line. They know you were there first, but they still choose somebody. Rejection is life. We got to quit making rejection a scapegoat for our poor behavior. You know it's coming. They rejected Jesus. Get over it. You're going to get rejected.
That has nothing to do with it.
I don't know. I'm going to be quiet because I only date one person that can't go nowhere because he's going to be with me. I'm going to be with him, or we're going to be together because he ain't going nowhere. So I'm going to be quiet.
Okay, so we're gonna transition this thing because I'm my last 2 cents. Hey, ladies, shoot your shot. Men, shoot your shot. We should all shoot a shot.
Everybody just shoot.
Because I think
we're gonna be like Shaq shooting, but we're gonna shoot. Okay.
Even if you miss, you still land amongst the stars. And moving on. So we're talking about taking initiative on planning, right? And leading. So who takes initiative on planning the date, and why are people dating? I feel for a free meal. Why are we going out on free meal dates? What is the issue, and what's the problem with that? Why date someone? And Leona said it earlier. If you don't like somebody, don't go out with them, period. Why are we still pursuing someone that we know isn't going to go anywhere?
I don't think that's pursuit. I think that's using.
Right. I think that's a maturity level, and that's just ghetto. Like I ain't wasting nobody's time. Someone that has someone that has their own, you know, they're not gonna just waste their time with getting a free meal. And for a person that's busy like me, my time is valuable. So I'm not gonna waste anyone else's time that's valuable if I'm not interested in getting to know them and building something and things like that. So people that go on free dates, they ain't got no money, and that's just
So they broke. They just broke. They just.
Why are you going on dates with guys that you're not interested in? You're broke. You want to,
sister, your skin is bulletproof right now. I think some people do it. I think another reason people do this is my thought why people do it, because most people who go on these dates with people they're not interested in is because they gain access to a level that they've never been on before. If you've never been to Jeff Ruby's and somebody's taking you to Jeff Ruby's, yeah, I'd like to take you out to dinner. We're going to go to Jeff Ruby's. I'm just making it up. You know, back in my day, it could have been Red Lobster. I don't know. But if you've never been there, that's giving you access to a level and an audience that you've never had before.
They can't
and who knows?
That's your problem. Yes. I can go to Ruth Chris by myself, but whatever I buy on my own, I can do that, and I expect the man to be able to pay for it because I can pay for it myself.
I think that's a problem. I think there are women that can't do it on their own. I think there's a falsehood in that, right? Women want this, but they can't even meet the demand that they're requesting.
Now you ain't lying about that. I'm gonna need you to quit.
That's right on. That's right on.
I'm not gonna disagree with you on that because I'm gonna need you to quit wanting a baller because money requires time and attention, and you can't have a baller but you want him in your face 24/7 because he got to go make money. So you got to be able to find something to do with your cute, superbly snatched, fresh off the table BBL self. You got to go find something to do while he's making money so you can go get your next adventure done on yourself. I don't know, but you have to match energies. You ain't got to be a millionaire like him, but when he comes home, you need not be questioning him. Why you work so long today? No.
That's true. How you expect him to provide? He got to go to work.
Yeah. So if he's affording you the opportunity to stay at home, yeah.
So okay, staying at home. So I endorse what I said earlier. If you want this, you have to meet the requirement of the requirement. If you want this, I have no problem getting you there. But I often tell people and the young men and the young women that I mentor and I steward, I said the person has to meet their demand, but they also need to be, they have to earn it. They have to not necessarily earn it, but they have to.
Yeah, earn it. You are wrong. Earn it.
They have to earn it. You have to earn that time. If you want to stay at home, help me get you home. Right? Don't just sit there on the sidelines talking crazy, talking about you the man, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that, and then you sit there and we could get to this place. If the goal is millionaire status, I've been told by friends and family, Marcus, you are on the path to wealth. So and any woman that is with me, if your desire, I want what you want. If your desire is to stay at home, help me get you there. That means support. That means love. That means admiration. That also may be financial. It's not a necessity because I'm already handling my business when you met me. But if your desire is to stay at home, I don't have a problem with that. Some men will tell you why she got to stay at home. Some men will tell you different. I don't have a problem. If that is your desire, you want to be a business mogul and you want to be running a company, our company, our business, our paperwork, all of that, help me get you there. And I think that requires work. And I think some of us are not ready for the work, especially when dealing with an entrepreneur. We're not ready to put in that grind. We're not ready to make those sacrifices. I courted a young lady a while back, and she did not understand the grind. She did not understand the hustle. When I bought my first rental property, she was always nagging me about needing time and needing quality time. So I'm telling her I have to go paint this rental property because I need to get it ready to be rented out. And so she's like, So I invite her with me to come paint this rental property, and it'll knock out two birds with one stone. One, we get quality time. You'll see where I'm at. You'll see what I'm doing. You see I'm not lying to you. And two, after we finish painting this property, then we can go out to dinner or wherever we were planning to go out. You know what she did? She declined because it required work. She wasn't willing to put in the work. I'm on my grind. I'm hustling. I'm trying to get us to that point where you can stay at home, but you're not willing to help me get you there. We're a mismatch. We don't work. And I think that is the piece that people are missing. And that's why I said, if you want this, you got to be up there. You have to have it. You want to travel? You want to go to Spain? You want to go to Dubai? Are you traveling to Dubai and Dubai? No. So what do you want me for?
But Mr. Burch, I love that episode. I actually did watch it, the episode with you and Mr. Burch, and he said something about unrealistic expectations, and I loved it. That's an issue in dating that we don't talk about enough, you know, because she couldn't have expected you when she met you. You were busy. You've been busy for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And she couldn't have expected that you'd be able to give her this amount of time that she wanted like that. She couldn't have, but it's really people out there who are like, they see millionaires, they want that lifestyle and stuff, but they don't see that the person is busy and always gone and always this, and still want them to. You can't expect me to give you everything you need and always be home and available when you need me.
That's true. That's true. So our last topic of the night, I want to transition. This is a horrible transition on my part, so forgive me. But if a man pays all the bills, what is a woman's money used for?
You want us to answer that, or you? Your sound. Now we get sound effects. Now you want to be fancy. Oh, okay.
I need your help here. Help me. Help me. Help you.
Well, speaking from a person who's been in that position, and I always invest back into the house. I always invest back into the home. Does mama get some stuff on the side? Sure, I do. But I invest back into a home, because there was a time where he looked at me and said, I wanted to go back and get another degree. He said, don't worry, go get that other degree. And then when I got the degree, and at that time, I began making more money than he was. He still paid the bills, and I still invest in the house. What's investing in the house? Well, you know what? I know he wants this workbench, or you know what? That room needs to be painted. I can take care of that. Or you know what? These light fixtures need to be changed. I can get somebody in here to do that. Or you know what? I know we need a new car. I don't really know about cars. I know the kind of car he likes, so I'm going to go look at that, and then he can decide. So it's investing back. It's not just, obviously I ain't out getting no facelifts and BBLs, but it's invested back. We have children. It's investing into college funds maybe, or whatever they want to do. My oldest one thinks her middle name is Las Vegas. So, yeah, she always trying to go there. But it's about investing back. So it's not like I'm just hoarding money. So I personally invest back into the house. That's just me personally.
Chaneira, what is a woman, if a man is paying all the bills and handling the finances and responsibilities of the household financially, what is a woman's money used for?
Well, that brings another question for me. Is this woman a stay-at-home mom that's not working, or is she working as well?
She's working.
She's working. Is she working full-time as well?
Yes.
Okay. So when you say paying bills, are you saying like the mortgage, like the main bills? Because I mean, it's a lot of details, because it's groceries that got to get taken care of, clothes,
all the bills, all the bills.
So he's doing everything, including groceries.
Yep.
Okay. So I agree with Regina. I mean, she's giving back other ways, investing. Hopefully she's saving, for a rainy day for the whole family. That's first and foremost. But she's also, taking care of the holiday, Christmas Christmas, like if they celebrate Christmas holiday, making sure the kids are up to par with their clothing and their hairstyles, making sure that he's taken care of, you know, depending on what his attire is for his job, making sure he's well taken care of, because a woman is supposed to be the backbone and providing and spoiling her man too. You know, it's not always about just the bills. Mm-hmm. She can take her husband out too on a date.
Exactly.
She can do stuff to make him feel at peace as well. Why are you looking like that?
I'm listening. My husband. That's my face. I can't do nothing about my face.
My husband won't buy a suit for himself.
I said husband. I mean,
that's right. That's right.
Husband, not
I shop for him. He will not go buy a suit. I will go do it.
Wait, y'all don't shop for your boyfriends? Wait, y'all don't shop for your boyfriends?
What I need a boy for?
It depends on it depends on how long we've been together. It depends on because it's like if I want you to look a certain way, I'm gonna dress you. That's just me.
Marcus, that face, I loved it. I should have screenshot that.
I want you to wear. When you with me, when you can wear whatever you want to wear, you know, when we ain't together. But when you with me, I got this for you, let's match, you know, it's how you approach it too.
So you shop for your man with the money that you have and so investment. So I hear emergency funds, investment, kids pension, not pension, kids tuition fund,
sports. You need stuff for sports, like all that, like, you know, all that comes with being a parent, you know.
All right.
If there is a need, if there is a hole or a need in the family and he's taking care of the bills, that's where the woman comes in to provide for it.
And then he stops being the head of the household then, right? Anything you got to step in and pay for.
Oh, you so petty?
But that's true. No. But that's true. That's real. That's real. That's real talk.
That's not what I said. I said if there is a hole.
So my brother beat me to it. My brother beat me to it. Because that's where I was going. The breadwinner, that's why I wanted the man to pay all the bills. The man is paying all the bills. He now becomes sick. Is he still a provider even though he's sick? And now you have to bear that responsibility? Is he still the man leading his home? Because
there's a difference between providing. There's sometimes a difference between head of household and providing. Because if he's sick, that doesn't take away his head of household status.
Correct.
But he can no longer work. He can no longer afford household expenses.
He's still the head of the household. That's me. That's my old butt talking. That's just me.
Chaneira.
So
because you said he stopped being head of household if you shoot your shot at him. Now, if that man's sick and ain't bringing no money, I want to know where he stands in the house now.
If he's sick, see, now you brought up another point. So if he's sick and he is not capable of providing, yes, that's where a wife comes into place because he was providing prior to him being sick.
Okay.
So all that money they were saving when he provided, now she could invest. She invested in the house.
And the reason why I pivoted that way is because earlier you all said that a man isn't leading because he didn't initiate first. So I wanted to push the envelope again with leading in the household. He can no longer support the household because he's no longer working in the household. He can no longer provide.
I don't think that's what we said, Marcus.
No,
I don't think that's what we said. I think that was their friends. I think what we said was how he approaches us or not sets the tone for the relationship.
That's what you said. That's not what Chaneira said, though.
I didn't hear her.
I said that he's supposed to
he can't be the head of household.
Dating. We were talking about dating. Now we're talking about marriage. That's a different
So
level.
when you get to the marriage, so what if you're dating and he loses his job or something? You're going to just break it off?
That's a different level. That's not dating.
It sets what you said is it sets the tone for the rest of the relationship. A marriage is a ship. Right? If he doesn't DM you first, it sets the tone for the rest of the relationship. And we're talking about the intentions of getting married. So we are married. He DM'd you first. Right? He set the tone first. He can no longer provide in his household because he can no longer work. is his status? Is he no longer the leader in his home?
He's not capable of working because of a health condition. That is totally different.
I feel like over time, there would be some resentment that gets built, regardless.
No,
I don't think that's fair to say.
Because
But where does that
Because
assumption come to place?
if you already have the idea that provision is financial and stuff like that, then when that stops, what is he providing?
That's basing the whole relationship off of money.
So what is the relationship as far as providing? What does the man provide?
Security.
If
Protection.
he's sick, he no longer provides that. What else?
so for me, because my husband has been down, had 2 hip replacements, couldn't work. He's been let go from a job before, couldn't work. So for me, let me tell you what he provided for me. He provided my peace. He was my sanctuary. He was my support system. He became everything, my sounding board. He took on, we flipped roles temporarily. It's so much more than money. Yes, money answers all things, but I guarantee you it's a whole bunch of miserable, wealthy people, because it has to be a balance. And so it's so much more. He prays for me. He prays over our home, our children. He looks out for us. He makes moves to secure the well-being of this household and our lineage and our legacy. And so it's so much more. Even if he was sick, even if he couldn't talk, the fact that he would still be able to pray speaks mounds. That's just me. I'm old. I already said that, but yeah.
Now, the reason I went that way is not towards anybody here, but I've seen where it seems like too many women are worried about financial provision from a man, and that's what they say provider and mean financial. But you need to be concerned about the other things, like providing security, providing peace, providing protection, providing, you know what I'm saying, love, support, all those other things. Because wealth is a number. It can run out, it can be taken away, and you need to know that that person that you're with, they provide other things. Because if that's all they're providing, chances are that's what their main focus is going to be, and that's the wealth is tied to who they feel they are. So once they lose that, chances are it won't be much you could do with that person.
And this isn't a made up thing. This really happened. This literally happened during the COVID-19 pandemic. Many people lost their jobs. There also was an uptick in divorce. So this isn't a made up question that my brother and I are asking. This really happened when a man could no longer provide for his household. Divorce was in the picture, and it happened, right? Because the foundation was based off of his ability of provision, and the provision was seen as what he can do financially for this home. And when he no longer was able to, this marriage don't work. This marriage.
So can I say something that's probably gonna get me in trouble?
Please
with
do.
Both the Christians and the non-Christians alike.
Please do. I'm here for it. They want,
but the inception of marriage was all about wealth and power. And so people married biblically to gain more land, more money, more affluence. And so biblically speaking, when that man was unable to, not that I'm hear me clearly, I'm just talking Bible. When he was unable to, or he fell sick or died, his brother took over his wife. And so I say that only to say that unless people are taught well to value each other, the principle of marriage being tied to monetary things is not solely wrong. It's just a shame that it's not the value of relationship and investing in each other is not talked about more. That's all I'm saying. That's all. I'm gonna go back to my old corner now.
Now, right or wrong, both parties had to benefit from it, like both sides. The man
I don't. Now hold
wouldn't
on.
just marry.
I don't agree that the woman benefited, because oftentimes she was with a joker that she would not have chosen.
I said both sides, as in the families. Somebody benefited on both sides.
Yeah, it wasn't always the girl, though, trust me, because she was probably looking like, did they just marry me off to one-eyed Willie just because? Yeah. And he 97 years old and I'm 14. Yeah, so it wasn't always. Yeah, but yes, I agree. There was some beneficial exchange if it was to gain power or land or affluence, because that's how our boy Isaac got in trouble. You know, he was trying to get one sister, but they gave him the other one, so he kept shooting his shot. You know what I'm saying? And she wound up barren and couldn't even give him any seed. But that's a whole nother story. We're gonna talk about that later. So I'm just saying, if women do that, it's because I spent a lot of time in the kitchen with my grandma. I watched her when my grandfather was sick, still honor him and look at him as the head of that household. And he was dying of cirrhosis of the liver. And I saw the value of real relationship in that. And so it wasn't about the fact that Sonny had to close his restaurant and they have 8 children and 2 grandchildren in the house at this point and all these things going on. But the relationship, the honest pureness of the relationship, he would still try to get off that bed with a knife. He pulled out his boot if somebody came for one of his children, because he was always going to be that protector. You know, and so I'm grateful that I got to see that. Right. And I just view relationships. I view the value of getting to know people, getting to know your spouse, and having the ability to grow with them. Because saying I do is not the pinnacle of the relationship. That's ground level. That's just the beginning. Because when you say I do, the gates of hell coming for you. So.
And this has been brought to you by the letter H for hell. This has been a dynamic episode. This has been a powerhouse episode.
You'll get a whole email when this is over.
Love you. We have to go. We gotta let my audience go. But any final words to my audience, the audience out there, the young boy, the young girl out there in the audience that wants to get in a relationship, struggling to get in a relationship, don't know where to go, don't know what to do, don't know where to turn. Any final nuggets for them?
I just want to say, find you first. Don't go looking for a partner. Find yourself. Find out who you are, what you like, what you don't like. Get comfortable being with you. And when you find that out, you'll attract someone, the right one.
I 10,000% agree with that. Don't be afraid to be who you are. You have to fall unequivocally in love with yourself first before you could even fathom loving someone else and giving them what they deserve. So yeah, fall in love with you first. If you're short, tall, thick, thin, whatever, love you. Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Stay true to who you are. And if you've experienced things in the past, heal first before getting in a relationship. Before getting a relationship, know your boundaries, your realistic boundaries, and what you're looking for in a relationship, what you're looking in for a man or a woman, and what you want for your family, values, morals, and just everything as a whole, not necessarily all about financial. Stay true to
100%. Stay true to you. Because most of us women, those women, especially those women that look like me, we've always been taught how to grind and make it happen. What we weren't always taught was how to love ourselves and the value of who we are. So yeah, absolutely. I think the great way to end, Marcus, we all agreed on something. Look at that. Look at God.
So, love it, love it, love it. I love this is what I do. I bring people together. This is what I do. I love this. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for making time. I'm gonna end it with that young boy, that young girl out in the audience. I'll say this: lead with love. All things you do, lead with love first. Try that.
100%.
Give it a try. We start off not trusting. We start off with so many different emotions. Try love. Try love first. And I'll end it with that. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being on the Gentleman Style Podcast Show. This has been a dynamic episode today. And my panel, I love you guys. You guys were phenomenal. Check them out. They're absolutely dope. Super dope. Thank you all, my audience, for tuning in to the Gentleman Style Podcast Show. Subscribe to them. Check out my guests. They have their own podcast and they are making moves and changing the world. Literally one household, one family at a time. Check them out. Links are in the show notes. So like I always end every show, take care of your friends, take care of your family, and always take care of business. This is Marcus Norman, your favorite gentleman, and Miss Regina Poole, Chaneira, Uncommon Woman, and Ja from Same Difference Podcast. Signing off. Love you guys. Bye.